So I see a question in the chat room. Let me look at it first before I take some of the ones that came in the course of the week. Okay. There is this question. Are you ready for it? I'm sure you can see it, those of you on Instagram or Facebook. Just listen. The question says, "Good evening, sir. Is it okay for a lady to send her guy the kind of engagement ring and wedding ring she likes? Is it okay? Is it okay?" So let me take it from two angles. You see, the truth is, because I don't have sufficient information about that relationship, I don't know the kind of friendship that exists between you guys. I don't know the kind of conversations that exist between you guys. So it's going to be a bit hard for me to just say, to give one answer and flow in a particular direction. That's why I'm going to answer it in two ways. Now, in a in a relationship that is very healthy, there is friendship, there's freedom, and there are conversations at that level. Both of you are free enough to say exactly what you want, how you want it. It will be just okay to let him know that, hey, don't go and buy me, a gold ring. I don't like gold rings. I want diamond. I want white gold. I want silver. If there's that level of openness and communication in the relationship, it can be okay. This depends on the context of how that information is coming out. All right. It can be okay, that in your conversations, you have put it to him the kind of things you like and the kind of things you don't like. Okay. So that he's guided. It's not when it's time to engage, you go and buy the wrong thing. It's also okay, right? Now, but in a situation where there is not that level of health in the relationship, where there's not that openness or where there's not that friendship, and it's more of a lady who just wants a kind of life for herself, and she's in that relationship for what she can get out of it, and then she's telling the guy, hey, this is the minimum standard of ring I want. If you cannot afford it, go and steal. I don't care. Go break a bank. I don't care. All I know is if you say you want me, you have to get me this kind of ring. All right. Now, if that's what it is, now that one is unhealthy. All right, that's unhealthy because when people do that, sometimes they put pressure on the guy. He might not be able to afford it. It might not be what his level can do at that time. His purse might not be able to handle it at that time. And they're telling him it's either this or nothing. The question I'll ask you is, are you saying yes to him or to the ring? Who exactly do you want to engage you? Do you want the ring to engage you, or do you want a human being to engage you? All right. So those are the two sides to that question. If we had proper context about the relationship, we will know where exactly to tilt more on. But those are the two possibilities. One, she may just be unreasonable, to say this is what I want and you have to go get this one. I don't care. If you want me to love you, this is what's important to me. Okay. It might also be a sign that person is materialistic. She cares more about what she can get out of you and she doesn't care how it impacts on you. Okay. As the guy, and that's not healthy because you're going to keep getting more demands, more and more demands, more pressure. All right. She's going to tell you the wedding gown she wants the biggest designer to make it. By the time they send you the price, it's going to be like 3.5 million. And you're wondering, oh God, what's going on? But, let us, this gown is only today you wear it, but, she tells you she's that kind of person. She has a taste. If he can afford it and he's okay, well, good and fine. But in most cases, that becomes a strain on that relationship because even if he can afford it and he sees that this lady is more after his wallet than his heart, there will be crisis. Okay. But then there's the other case. Don't forget the other case I shared at first. There's friendship, there's health in the relationship, there's openness, there's understanding. She's not trying to be greedy. She's not trying to be long-throat. She's just saying that for preference, please, this is what I would like, not that. Okay. In that context, it could be okay. All right, Viv, I hope that has done justice to that. But if you want to share more context to that question, please feel free to do a follow-up to it, and then I'll be glad to answer. But I hope you guys understand that. All right, so let me go into the questions that came in the course of the week. The first one says, should a Christian use dating app to get a partner? Woo! Are you ready for this? Should a Christian use dating app to get a partner? Let me hear from you guys, okay? What do you think? Are you open to the concept of going on a dating app to get a partner, or not? Okay? So, should a Christian use dating app to get a partner? I like this question because I will tell you why I like it at the end. Okay, but let me just answer it. Now, this is the answer. This is my answer. This is my position. Has always been, and I think will always be till superior knowledge or purpose makes me change it. My position is that there is absolutely nothing wrong with finding a partner on a dating app. Absolutely nothing wrong. What I tell people is that where you find your partner is not what is important. The important thing is that there is a finding, that there is a meeting. The important thing is that you guys got, whether you met in the mechanic shop, or you met in the swimming pool, or you met at the bus stop, or you met in the plane, or you met in the business class lounge, or you met in a party, or you met in a wedding, or you met in the app, or you met on Facebook, or you made a random phone call and somebody picked and you say, I like your voice, and you say, let's start talking. How you guys meet is immaterial. What matters is what happens after that connection is established. And you need to know this. A lot of people are afraid of dating app because, as Christians, the question was, should Christians? Yeah. So some Christians don't want to get on dating app because they feel like, it look like I'm too desperate. I don't want another person to find me there. They're not saying, what am I doing here? What are you going on the dating app for? If you are going there to get a spouse to marry, then it will even advise the kind of app you're going to. But if you say you're bored, I'm looking for friends, I just want somebody who is chance for the weekend, it's you that know what you're looking for. If it's husband, they're looking for a wife, then you will know the kind of app that are strictly for marriage type. Okay? But if it's not that, and you're just looking for people to be friends with, and then you start getting on all of these places where every Tom, Dick, and Harry is, you're exposing yourself to a lot more risks. Okay, so basically there's nothing wrong with finding. You can find anywhere, any kind of platform. You can find your spouse anywhere. But what is most important is the kind of conversations that ensue after you guys have met and had a connection. Okay, and that is why if you followed the session, the topic that we did last month, we talked about the conversations you should have in a relationship. Okay, I want to recommend you go watch those videos. There are a lot of things you guys should discuss after you have met. That is what will determine whether this relationship should continue to the next level, whether there is even a next level for it or not. Okay, so you can meet anywhere, but then what's important is, what are you guys discussing? Do you guys connect? Is there a connection, spirit, soul, and body? Remember when we talked about that? Maybe some of you hadn't joined us then. We said that there are three major areas you look out for. Spirit, soul, body is the last. By body, we refer to everything external: wealth, car, beauty, or looks. No, all of that is the last thing you should be thinking about. I know for many of you it's the first. It should be the last, okay? No, it should be the last. Please, it should be the last. Now, why is that? Because what is most important to you is not just what is external. What is external is subject to a lot of changes. The Bible says beauty is fleeting. It can be here today and it's gone tomorrow. Something can happen and that fair skin becomes something else. Anything can happen. That straight legs becomes something else. Anything can happen. So you don't want to base a lifetime decision on things that are temporal. You want to look for the things that are more substantial, the things that are eternal, the things that have more value. That's why you're concerned about spirituality. That's why you're concerned about character. That's why you're concerned about mental development and compatibility mentally. Okay, that's why you're concerned about those things. This person you're tripping for that is very fine. Is this person going to be the kind of father you want for your children? The kind of mother you want for your children? Is this person going to be the kind of husband you want? Some of you don't know that there's difference between love as boyfriend and girlfriend and love as married couple. There's difference. A lot of things, there's how reality will hold you. You will not discover that if it was feelings you were depending on since, and attraction and beauty, that same beautiful face will now become what will be pissing you off. Yeah. All right. Why? Because in marriage, there's a lot more responsibility. In marriage, that is the love that demands. Okay, that is the love that requires sacrifice, that requires you to, as it were, die to self so that you can live onto your partner. Do you understand? Are you ready for that? That's the responsibility part of it. Okay, so what am I saying? Basically, you can meet anywhere, whether on a dating app or not. But what is most important is the conversations that ensue after that. And then let me drop this very quickly. You know, on dating apps, sometimes you don't know who is who. There are people who are scammers there, you know, they're just there for all manner of dubious, or, you know, what you call it now, you know, they have their negative reasons why they're on those apps. So you must be wise enough to know what to do, how to do your background checks. It's very important. If you want to go on dating apps, then you want to be sure to also do your own background check. Don't believe everything you see online. All right, a guy can be chatting with you as a lady. You think, as a man, you think you have seen a wife. You don't know it's another man that's talking to you in a woman's picture and all of those things, you know. So point is, a lot of things can happen online. So you want to do your own due diligence. You need to do background checks before you commit your emotions to anybody. No matter how interesting the phone calls are going, don't go and start falling in love over the phone. You have not met somebody. You say, the way we talk, oh, he just tells me those nice things. Oh yeah, you see, you're be warned, okay? Be warned, because I see this happen a lot. People just fall in love. You know, your emotions it's just, emotions are just confusing you. All right, so you need to learn, vet, be sure of who this person is before you commit your emotions to that relationship. So can you use a dating app as a Christian? Oh yes, you can. That is my answer. That is my answer. Okay, you can. Okay, the fact that you meet somebody there does not mean you people must get married. If you meet people and they don't fit the picture, you meet people and they are not what you want, it doesn't have to become a relationship. You keep searching till you find. Okay? It's the same way you can say, should I go to a wedding to find a life partner? Yeah, go. Like I said, you can meet any and everywhere. What matters most is what conversations you guys have after you have met. And then that you do your due diligence, find out who this person really is. You know, are they genuine? You know, do they fit spirit, soul, and body? And then you can go ahead to get married. Okay, I hope I've done justice to that. There was a comment, someone said, Edera says, as long as you're honest in your presentation and what you're looking for online. Exactly. Thank you. You know, I said that earlier. So long as you're sincere about what you're looking for. If it's marriage you're looking for, there are dating sites that are strictly for marriage. So I said I was going to say something earlier, you know, why this topic is exciting to me. When I started the Single and Ready Club, actually, I started it as a matchmaking platform. Yeah, that's to tell you how much I believe in this. I started as a matchmaking. In fact, what drove me into this whole space of coaching and relationship and family coaching was the singular fact that right from time I have always loved to match people. Because I had a lot of people in my pool, young people, Christians, sound, you know, nice, wonderful young people, but they don't know themselves. One is in Port Harcourt, one is in Benin, one is in Abuja, one is in Lagos, but I know them and they don't know themselves. I said, okay, let me become the rallying point. You come from there, you come from there. You're going to discuss. If it works, congratulations. You know, and some of them worked like that, okay? So I told myself, it's time to take this to the next level, make it a business, you know, and then don't just do it within your space, throw it out to the world. Okay, so that was how I got into this, and as a matter of fact, you know, let me say that was how God, you know, pushed me into it, because somehow it's been there, you know, and we did that for a while. In fact, I actually just put it on hold for a bit because a few technicalities were working out, but it's something I will definitely do again and again. Now, one of the major reasons I took a halt there is that more people just want the outcome. Just give me wife. Just give me husband. I don't bloody care about anything. But then a lot of people don't have character. They don't have patience. They don't want to learn. They don't know what marriage is. And I was seeing all of these things happen. And I told myself, okay, I want to put out a lot of resources. Let people learn. If you're coming to my platform, then let's not just give you the opportunity to meet someone. Let's give you the opportunity to also acquire wisdom. And like I tell people, when you start learning, it can even help you put an end to a relationship that would have been a disaster in the future. Yeah. That's why you must learn early. You must increase in wisdom It will help guide your decisions. There are certain people you would never consider getting into a relationship, no matter how close they are to you, no matter how many times they ask you out, because you have knowledge. You know that this thing is disaster loading. It's not going to work. All right? That is why you need to learn. All right, so that is why we started doing the whole teaching part of Single and Ready Club. Soon and very soon, we'll come back to matchmaking. And those of you who are looking for a good platform where you can, and by the way, when we did it the last time, we actually did physical background checks. If you're in Ondo State, we go to your house. You're in Kaduna, we go to your house. In Kano, we go to your house. You're in Maiduguri, we go to your house. You know, we had a system. It was just fantastic. No thanks to COVID 2020. And then we had to put a hold on that and think of how to go virtual. But yeah, we had that system and it was working. I must tell you, it was working. Okay, until we had to stop. But we'll come back to it. So stay tuned and stay tuned. Let me stop there. All right, someone says, does age difference, the next question, does age difference really matter in relationship? Before I answer that, don't forget, if you have your own question, please feel free to use the question tab. If you're on Instagram or Facebook, feel free to just drop it in the comments or in the question tab, all right? And then we'll treat it. So the second question says, does age difference really matter in a relationship? So, you see, when you people send me some of these questions sometimes, it's good that it's a bit more robust. Why am I saying that? Now, it's easy to just assume that, the person asking this question now is a girl. She wants to know whether she should marry a guy that is younger. What if it's not the case? So when I get questions like this, I try to answer them, you know, both ways. Now, let me assume that truly a lady is asking whether she can marry a younger guy. You know, that's also another question I come across sometimes. Now, what I tell people is, see, don't put age first, okay? At the end of the day, it's up to the both of you. There is a level of maturity that is required in marriage. More so, there's a level of maturity that is required in both the lady and the guy, if the lady is senior to the guy. Why am I saying that? Because already, when you put a 15-year-old boy and a 15-year-old girl, by emotional experiences, the 15-year-old girl is like 10 years older than the guy. Already, by nature, she's 10 years more exposed than the guy. That is her mate, or they are in the same class, they are doing everything together. Why? Because of something about the way the woman's body is. And not just her body, but the way her mind and her whole systems work. All right. A lady starts experiencing a lot of emotional changes even way earlier than guys. Some ladies from childhood, because they are fine children, men are already molested. Their minds are already going to places that a boy cannot even comprehend. All right. So many times a lady is way older than a guy her age emotionally. So if you want to now get married to a guy that is younger, does he have the understanding that first he's dealing with a lady? Talk more of dealing with a lady who is older than he is. Do you understand? Can he coordinate that home? You, the lady, would you look down on him or would you respect him? Some ladies are quick to let you know that they are not your mate. Some ladies are quick to put you where you belong. I don't blame you. Our last born is senior to you. If you're that kind of girl, then you can't get married to somebody that's younger than you because you will not respect him. So that's why I said at the end of the day, it's up to both of you. Okay, it's up to both of you. If you, the lady, you're willing to respect, honor, and submit to his leadership, awesome. He has the understanding, he has the maturity, he has the leadership to run the home, awesome. Age becomes insignificant so long as he's that mature to handle it. Okay, but if that is not the case, then there's a problem loading. Okay, now let me answer the other way. If it's a man who is wanting to get married to a lady that is way younger. Now, I have seen some of those things happen. No? I know of someone who was about 18 years older than his wife. You know, well, what I think What I think is, yeah, men can marry anytime and any age can marry anybody, but I believe that if the years are too far apart, you people might be operating in two different dispensations. Do you understand? I mean, just imagine a typical 21-year-old lady right now getting married to a guy in his 50s. They're in two different worlds. No matter how European the guy wants to try to be, they're in two different worlds. Yeah, one day she will rub his head like this. If you ask her, are you mad? Am I your mate? Because in his own world, how dare you touch my head? What kind of sea finish is that one? Do you understand? So they're in two different dispensations. He will expect her to come and kneel down. 21st century girl, kneel down for you. What are you smoking? Kneel down how? And she went to school. Now some of these things happen. Oh, forget that. But you understand what I'm saying? She's going to be wondering, like, you're talking and she's hushing you. She's cutting into your conversation, and then the man is wondering, where is that happening? I'm talking, you're talking. Do you understand? So they're worlds apart. It will be a challenge. All right. But of course, these things happen, and everybody know why they marry last. And you're not inside there to even know what they're really experiencing in that union. It could be beautiful, and then it could also not be beautiful. So what I really advocate is, let the age difference not be too far apart. Marry somebody you can relate with. Marry somebody who understands you. I remember one lady crying to me one time, telling me how that, her man was telling her that she's behaving like a child. She needs to grow up. And I'm wondering, this person that's saying this thing was not a small person by age. She was already a fully grown person, an emotionally mature person. But what happens? She's sanguine, and she has a lot of energy. She likes to play. She likes to talk. She's all over the place. And somebody who perhaps is melancholy or is phlegmatic, is wondering what's wrong with you. Why you just jump? Why you all over? You're making too much noise. You have to grow up. You see? And that was a problem. So I told her, they were not yet married then. I told her, when you are in this element of yours, he knows that you are a child. But when he's pushing you up and down and telling you, he does not know that you're a child. Okay. Like I always ask people, what are you still doing there? All right. So the point is, marry somebody within an age bracket where you guys can be contemporary in the same dispensation. You can understand the doings and happenings of your time. Not that your husband now, you tell him that you send him a link, to navigate through something, and he's wondering, so what should I do next? And where do I go for it? Because left to him, you just do it. You are the computer people. You guys, there'll be a break in the relationship, in the connection, right? Anyway, I'm sure you get the point. If the guy is way older, I think there'll be a challenge. All right. For me, anything above 10 years is too much. If not, just keep it within 5 years. 5, 6, it's okay. But anything from 10 years, I think is too much. That's for me, all right? There's no hard and fast rule about it. At the end of the day, it's ultimately up to both of you. For the lady who wants to marry a younger guy, please think well. Be sure this guy is mature enough. Be sure he knows what love is. Be sure he knows what leadership is. Be sure he knows what family is. Be sure he knows what responsibility is. Be sure he knows what decision making is. Be sure he knows how to plan. Be sure he knows how to lead. Be sure he has a vision for his life and for the home. Those are things you need to consider. And you, for yourself, be sure that you will not disrespect him. You will honor him, you will submit to him, and you won't go about letting him know that, hey, I went through that like 5 years ago. Yeah. This thing you're saying now, I remember when I was a teenager, that's when I was at that level. You can't be treating him like that. There will be problems. So let me stop there. All right. Let me get some feedback from you. If you think you're flowing with the answers so far, feel free to just say something in the comments. Okay. This third question, I get this one a lot, and I don't even know. Let me see. I hope I can do justice to it faster than some of these other questions. The third question says, how can I know I'm truly in love? I'm still in love with you. Anyway, how do I know I'm truly in love? Where do we start from? So let's start from your definition of love. What is your definition of love? Because many times what they call love is attraction, is butterflies in the tummy, is obsession, is lust, is sex, is not love. Okay? I see another question in the Instagram question room. I'll take that just after this one. Okay, so let's start with your definition of love. If you believe that love is a feeling you feel that you cannot explain and it just takes a hold on you and you don't know what to do, you don't know how to, you just allow it to take control. There's wahala. Yeah. That's disaster waiting to happen. Do you understand? You're on a very slippery slope and the end is not good. Why? Because love is not a feeling. Love is greater than that feeling. Yes, there are feelings inside of love, but love in itself cannot be reduced to just a feeling. Okay? There are feelings in the expression of love, but love itself is not a feeling. What is love? Love is a deliberate commitment. It's a decision. It's a consciousness. You don't fall in love. You decide to love. Okay? You don't lose control when you're in love. You're in absolute control when you're in love. Okay, and I will explain what that means. We've treated this severally before, but I think I even need to visit it again this year. Okay, so this is how we define love. I tell people that love is a conscious, a deliberate, and intentional decision to add value to someone else's life, to care for somebody else. Okay, for the rest of your life, even if the person is not reciprocating at the same level that you're giving it. Are you ready for that? Are you ready for that? Do you even understand what I said? Now, you're saying that you're going to be committed to someone's welfare, someone's well-being for the rest of their lives, for the rest of your life. I choose you. I like you so much, and I want to see to it that you succeed. My commitment is to you. My commitment is that you thrive, you excel. Even if it has to cost me everything I have, I will make sure I do it so that I can see you fly. And guess what? That is the satisfaction I'm getting. Not necessarily because you are doing the same thing to me. Of course, I would want you to do the same thing. Of course, I will appreciate it if you reciprocate. But what I'm saying to you is that this commitment is so strong that even if you cannot meet up at my level, don't worry, I've loved you enough. Are you ready for that type of love? That's what love is. So that's the responsibility in love. That is the work in love. And that is why many times I tell people that you are in feelings, you are not in love. Because just one small thing and you say, no, I can never forgive him. Can you imagine he did this, he did that? And I'm like, hey, then what do you think you are doing? Okay? So, let's start with your definition of love. So, what you are feeling, is it this consciousness? Or is it just a likeness and attraction for somebody? However, I will tell you certain things to look out for. But I like the Bible. Everything is in the Bible. In Songs of Solomon chapter 8 verse 4, it says, let me warn you, O daughters of Jerusalem. Do not arouse or awaken love until it so desires. In fact, the NLT will say, do not arouse or awaken love until it is time. In other words, there is a proper time for this thing. There's a reason why children should not be getting married. There's a reason why marriage is not for children or teenagers. Because there's a level of physical, emotional, mental, spiritual. Love, because you are reading novels from teenage. Be warned though. Okay? Be warned. The Bible says, don't arouse or awaken love until it so desires. In other words, until it is time. There's a time for it. Okay? So now that I've defined what love is, let me give you some pointers, some things that you would observe and you'll say, okay, I think this is the kind of person I want to do life with. First of all, remember that my principle for relationship is that you should only get into a relationship with someone that you can get married to. Also, that you should only get into a relationship when you are ready for marriage. Don't get into a relationship at 16 and you plan to marry at 26. You're setting yourself up for a lot of emotional complications. That is the truth. Okay, so get into a relationship when there is marriage in view in the foreseeable future. And I like to say between 2 to max 5 years. Max 5 years. Normally I'll say 2 to 3 years or 1 to 3 years. Okay. Why? So that relationship can be purposeful. So that from the beginning, both of you know what you are working towards. You're not seeing how it goes. You're not checking here and checking there and checking. No, before you got in, you have evaluated and seen that, okay, with this kind of person, I can comfortably do life. Let us now start talking about how to make it work.
That's how to get into a relationship. Not circumstantially. Not you people hook up and fail, then now you not say the way you're my soulmate. Oh, the way just confusion everywhere. Confusion. All right. So let it be purposeful. Let marriage be the focus. So let's say that now you have identified, so you're of age, you're ready to get married, or you'll be ready in the next couple of years. Okay. And then you have seen someone. Do you enjoy conversations with this person? Because friendship is very key. Friendship is very key. We tell people marry from your friends. And if the person is not yet your friend, bring the person and make the person a friend first. Then, as the process of the friendship, you are checking whether you marry this person. Because in marriage, what will sustain you guys is that friendship. Some people think it's sex. It's not. You will soon discover it. It's not. How many can you do? How many times? Matters of life will keep you busy. I'm telling you. It's not sex. It's not romance. It's not mushy feelings. It's not butterfly, but it will fly away. Do you understand? So it's friendship. Conversations. Are you guys comfortable around each other? Do you desire to always be with each other? Do you always have something to talk about? Are you into each other's worlds? Or you cannot even talk about what he does. You cannot talk about what you do. You don't even know what you don't know. So, first of all, do you enjoy this person's presence? Do you enjoy conversation with this person? Do you enjoy being around them? Is there something that is always lit up in your heart when you see them? And it's not that obsession. I just want to hold you. I just want to touch you. Not all those songs. I'm talking about something futuristic, something that is non-sexual. All right. So those are some things you want to find out. Do you know this person's strengths? But beyond his strengths, do you know his weaknesses or her weaknesses? Because many times when you're in the state of infatuation or lust, all you're seeing are the things that you like. It's very tall. I like the build. I like her shape. This girl, she's sharp. When she's talking like this, can't you see the way she speaks? You are not seeing also that she's very rude with that smooth tongue, because you are infatuated. You are attracted to something else. So beyond knowing the person's strengths, do you know their weaknesses? All right. So if there's sufficient, not like there can be sufficient knowledge about someone, but to a large extent, there's sufficient knowledge for you to take the decision to say, okay, you know what, let's take this friendship to another level, right? Does it exist between you and that person? Okay. Are you free to be yourself with this person and express yourself, freely, and the person understands you too, and the person is also, free to express themselves around you? These are certain signs that you will see. I'm just giving you these signs so that, beyond just the mushy feeling, there's something you can evaluate with. Okay. Now, this is another very important point. Are you confident to introduce this person to your family members with the undertone that he can be the one or she can be the one? Are you that free? Are you that excited, that willing to say, okay, meet my younger brother? My elder brother is coming to town. Come meet him. My sister is around. Come say hi to her. Are you willing and excited to do that? Now, take note. Some people, they meet you today. They have introduced you to the world today. And it's not that type I'm talking about. I'm talking about, the fact that you have seen some level of trust here, and you're saying, okay, it's okay. I'm comfortable with you meeting family members. All right. Now, those are some of the signs. Is it easy? Another sign is it easy for you to imagine a future with these guys? Is it easy? Not with this guy, sorry, with that person. Is it easy to imagine a future with this person? And not a future that is full of what I can get out of the person. No. Do you understand? Because there's some people that the day they meet you driving a Mercedes Benz, all they're thinking, if I date this guy, he has money, he will buy hair for me. Everything will just be fine. I'll wear my dream clothes. I'll live my dream life. That's what you're thinking of, because you have seen fine car that they sent him to go and repair, and he just seemed like let him branch supermarket and buy something. Do you understand? Now, so I'm just saying, don't be moved by the externalities. Same thing with the guys. You say a girl, you say she's just everything I want, because you're thinking of what you can get. Those are the wrong things to think of. All right. So can you imagine a future with them, with that person? All right. Does that person's opinion mean a lot to you? Now, this is one of the reasons why
when somebody you love hurts you, it really touches you bad because their opinion means a lot to you. If every other person says, you're stupid, you can say, they should get lost. But when that person you say you love or you're interested in tells you, you're stupid, it will pain you. You ask yourself, is it true? Maybe, am I really that? You will think about it. Why? Because your heart is going towards that person. All right. So these are just some pointers. Another thing, let me just close with this. Another thing that can help you know whether you're really getting, to be in love, per se, with that person is that you also start losing interest in other people, as per relationship wise. When you were just available and nobody in the radar, you could trip for this one today, trip for that one tomorrow, just be tripping up and down, But by the time you start narrowing down, you discover that somehow you naturally just start cutting off some of those ones. Especially if you're a disciplined person, because some very indisciplined people, they have somebody they know they want to get married to. They start stringing along every other person, A, B, C, D, everywhere. Small thing, you start telling the girl that don't tell people we are in a relationship. Don't let anybody know. Because like 5 or 6 other people, or maybe 19 other people are in the same church with you. Or in the same office that you are dating. All right. So, so beware. It's one of the things I talked about in that book, Relationship Red Flags. So you want to get it. So I said you start losing interest in other people. Why? Because you're focusing now. You're streamlining to this person. You just start cutting off. This other random guy tells you, let's hang out 9 p.m. You're like, I'm not available. Okay. Another person tells you, let's hang out 7 p.m. Oh, no, I'm not available. Let's go for lunch together. Never mind. Why? Because you are cutting down all of those people you don't want to have something to do with. You're focusing on this very person. So if you are seeing some of these signs that I've spoken about, then you can tell yourself that, okay, it seems that I'm confident that I'm willing to do life with this person. All right. But then you must be on your guard. All right. Like I tell people, don't go and start throwing love everywhere. Be on your guard. Let this person possess the qualities you are comfortable with to do life, with. What am I saying there? Yeah. Let the person, in other words, there. Yeah. Let the person, in other words, be sure that it's not just your feelings that is confusing you. Let the person, the person must have demonstrated from their own antecedents, from the events in their life, from how you see them take decisions, from the things they do, from how they live, from your conversations, you have seen signs that, okay, yes, this one looks like we can do life together. Do you understand what I'm saying? Don't just be blown away by your emotions. No, take your time to critically think. If possible, get other people involved, as people that have sense or not useless friends, to evaluate what you're considering. And then in the multitude of counsel, there will be safety. Okay, so that's justice to that question. How do you know you're in love? All right, let me take the question in the group. Let me see if I missed out any comments. Love is not a feeling, though love can create feeling. Yeah. Okay. Let me take the question in the room. A man you meet online is trying to get you to commit without making efforts to meet physically. You already answered it. Yes, that's red flag. It's red flag. A man you meet online is trying to get you to commit without making efforts to meet physically. That is wrong. Don't do that. Don't fall for it. It's a red flag. It's a red flag. He might just be one of those catfishers. They call them catfishing. All right. Some of the people who go on dating sites to just deceive people. No. Please. I say it as a principle, as a rule. No matter the video sessions you people have had, please, before you commit to that relationship, try to have met the person at least once physically. Either the person is coming to meet you or you're going to meet them. In fact, you don't even be the one to go. Let them come and meet you before you carry your hand, use your transport fare and deliver yourself to a kidnapper or to one evil person. Let the person come and meet you. Meet in a central place. Let there be other people there, Pay attention to all the security indicators, so that you can confirm that this person is who they really are or who they say they are.
Do you understand? So please, someone you met online trying to get you to commit and you guys haven't physically met, no, don't commit yet. Be friends, but let him make effort to show up. Let him make that effort, or let her make, whichever way, agree. Both of you should agree on how you will meet. Let there be a physical meeting before you take it to the next level. And same thing with not getting all emotional, over the phone when you guys haven't met. Some of those things should be saved for the next level. There should be next level in your relationship now. If you meet somebody today, you people sleep together, you have sex tomorrow. Which level again? You have finished. What else are people doing? Let there be things to look forward to in the relationship. Let there be next level. Push certain things until they've graduated, gotten, proven themselves sufficiently. Then you get married, and then you also unbundle more graciousness and more blessings of knowing you and meeting you. All right. So that's for that question. Please don't commit yet. You guys should meet physically beyond all of the virtual conversations you guys have been having. All right. This question says, how do I overcome feeling of rejection? How do I overcome feeling of rejection? This is really deep because it can be beyond a relationship question. All right. Excuse me. So why I said it's beyond the relationship question is because as humans, naturally, you're relational beings. The typical human is a relational being. You're a social person, all right? You thrive with relationships. There's no human being who can do well just entirely on their own. You're not talking to anybody. You're just a recluse. You're not interacting with nothing. That's not the design. Do you understand? So when any of those kind of relationships or associations tends to not receive you, there can be a feeling of rejection. All right. And it can be very hurtful. That's the truth. How much worse when somebody who says they love you or who's leading you on or giving you ideas that yes, we can become a thing. All right. Or you guys are already a thing. You're already in a relationship and then the person ghosts you. So yeah, rejection can really, really hurt. However, I'm going to emphasize a part of your question, which is the feeling part. The question says, how can I overcome the feeling of rejection? Now, I've established that rejection is a human phenomenon. It's a human thing. Sorry, before I go ahead, there are two people who have a request to join me on the live. Just confirm to me in the chat that you really want to join the live so that I know whether to bring you on or not. Because sometimes people mistakenly touch that button. So I am ETC. If you want to join the live, if you want me to bring you on, maybe to ask a question or make a comment, let me know. My brother Keith, if you want to join the live, let me know in the comments so that I can bring you in. Okay. So that's that for that. So back to the question. So I said, first of all, rejection is a human thing. Okay. It might not always be a relationship thing. It's a human thing. Because you're a human, you can feel that way. Okay. But most importantly, I want to talk about feelings. Why did I say that? Because there's something that determines or regulates feelings, which is your thoughts. Your thoughts. Thoughts feed feelings. You feel a particular way because of an underlying thought. Something you are thinking is influencing how you are feeling. I hope somebody understands what I'm saying. You need to know this. Every time you feel angry, it is because of a thought. Every time you feel stressed, there is a thought. Every time you feel excited, there's a kind of thinking, there's an underlying paradigm that is responsible for that emotion. Okay? Why is this important? Because when you understand that thoughts feed feelings, then when you start feeling in a kind of way that is detrimental to you or disempowering to you, one of the first ways to get over that is to identify the existing thought that is responsible for that feeling. And when you're able to deal with that thought, then you may be able to get yourself out of that feeling that you don't like. I hope somebody understands what I'm saying. Okay, so let me put it this way. Have you ever waved at someone in a public place and you thought the person was seeing you? Hey, hi! And the person just passed. And you feel embarrassed. Why did you feel embarrassed? Because something in your mind has said, oh my God, see Ella.
How can he just pass without saying hi? You mean he didn't see me? Another thought tells you, this guy is just so proud. He's a snob. How could he do that? And then you are angry. Okay? Why are you angry? Because of that interpretation that has told you that this person is a snob. This person deliberately left me, or this person ignored me deliberately, And then you start acting out that thought. That's what is now showing as the feeling of anger, the feeling of rejection. Oh, they don't want me anymore. You were walking to a place and smiling at the person at the door, and then you didn't know that person was on the phone, and the next thing you heard was, maybe with the Bluetooth, you didn't see that, and next thing you heard was, no, please don't come here. And you think they were talking to you, and you just turn and say, I better go before they go and embarrass me. But it wasn't you. And then the person comes out to say, but where are you? I thought you were coming already. Why did you turn back? He said, you people say you don't want me now. Now, I'm just creating these scenarios because sometimes what you feel may be false. And that is why it's good to have a very healthy self-concept, a very healthy one. So that when those kind of feelings come, you know how to tackle them, how to, bundle them and just identify where the real problem is, know what to disregard, and then move on without feeling hurt. So for that person struggling with the feeling of rejection, what I want to say is, you want to pay attention to the thoughts that feed that feeling. What if they don't really reject you? What if you're the one rejecting yourself? Because there's also that thing where people fear. There's some personality disorder types that make people, for fear of rejection, they just stay away. They don't want the embarrassment, so they won't try. They won't show up. They for fear of rejection, they already reject themselves. All right. So you need to check the thought that is making you feel and behave that way. Okay, and then address it. So let me just share a few tips that can help you. I already spoke about your self-concept. You want to work on your self-concept. You want to understand that, see, if the world rejects you, it's their loss. It's not yours. You're a great person. You bring in a lot of value. Some people don't even believe they have anything to offer. So they just see themselves as perpetually a disturbance to anybody that they're close. Sorry, my brother. Sorry, please don't be offended. I just want to sit down beside you for a while. Please don't be offended. Please, can you help me? Please don't be. Calm down now. Why is your presence offense? Why do you believe that because you're asking somebody for something, you're offending them? Several times I get to caution some people like that. Please, don't be angry. Please, stop it. I'm not angry. Just talk, make your request known. You understand? Be free. So you may need to work on your self-concept because you are probably the one rejecting yourself and then projecting that on every other person and saying, they don't want me. After all, they don't want me. But you don't even want yourself. All right. So work on your self-concept. Okay. Protect your thoughts and then choose the empowering thoughts over the disempowering ones. The thoughts that make you feel like you're not worth it, you're not good enough, you're not, throw away those thoughts and then focus on the thoughts that empower you. So that you can walk out there with your shoulders high, and with your head up high. Do you understand? Confidently. And not feeling like somebody's doing a favor by being friends with you, doing you a favor. No. Do you understand? Also, try to learn. Okay? Learn about rejection. This is one thing that many people don't do. When you're going through something, try and read up about it. Read up about it. Be it a challenge in your relationship, a challenge in your personal life, go and read up about it. Once you have identified that thing, go and read about it. Learn. You'll just be surprised how insight will empower you. You just learn certain things and say, no, I don't want to be like this anymore. I don't like this vibe. No, I'm going to change it. And that knowledge can set you free. All right? So please, learn about it. I wrote something down. I said, if others reject you, please don't reject yourself. A friend of mine said something to me some years back. He said, see, if people don't take me seriously, I take myself seriously. So I will not be waiting for them to take me seriously first before I take myself. No, I take myself seriously. If you don't take me seriously, it's your loss, but I take myself seriously. And if you can think like that, it will help you just cut off people who don't even matter to your future. Because some people are time wasters. Some people are just weights in your life. Okay, weight, as per WEIGHT. Okay, load, burden. All right, so learn to take yourself seriously. All right, if others reject you, please don't reject yourself. Refuse negative self-talk. Some people, when you hear them speak about themselves, you don't even know where to start from, to start encouraging or to start helping, because they have so sunk in their own self-defeatism. And come on, you just want to tell them, hey, where did you get all of that from? But yes, genuinely, I know that people can, environment, experiences can really have a toll on some people. But I'm here letting you know that you can set yourself free from those kind of experiences. All right. Let me stop with this point. Please create so much value in yourself. Create so much value in yourself. Create so much value in yourself that people will be the ones coming to you. Oh, yes. That's what happens when you're valuable. You won't be bothering for who is rejecting you. No. People are the ones coming to you. You're the one who will not be able to accommodate everybody. Create so much value in yourself. Begin to invest in yourself. Read, learn, attend seminars, grow your self-confidence, grow your skill sets, learn something, be an authority in something, and people will come finding you. They'll come looking for you. All right, let me move on. Let me take one more question, and then I think it's already about my time. This question, I want to take it because my answer for it is very short. The question says, how can I cope with a partner that consistently brings down my self-esteem at every slightest opportunity? How do I cope with a partner that brings down my self-esteem at every slightest opportunity? What is my answer for this person? If somebody knows my answer, please drop it in the comments. You have a partner who consistently brings down your self-esteem, demoralizes you, speaks to you derogatorily, runs you down. And you are not married though. You're not yet married. Okay, if you're married, both of you go for therapy. There is hope. But you're not yet married. What's the answer? Somebody said run. Leave. Yes, run and leave are the same thing. Even though I like run more. You know my answer, Zenani. What are you still doing there? That is my answer. What are you? Did they tie you? Did they bother you? Did they chain you? Are you handcuffed? What are you doing there? Run for your life. Yes, Emmanuel says know your identity and know your self-worth. When you know it, use it to run. The run is the real answer. There, we're back. Sorry about that. The network just froze. Okay. Anyway, I finished answering that question. That's my answer for you. If you're in a relationship with somebody who is emotionally abusing you, run. Because what's happening is that person is destroying your self-esteem, is destroying your self-confidence. It's one of the greatest crimes you can do to anybody, to reduce them, to dehumanize them, to demoralize them. It's a great crime, because when you demoralize someone, the person becomes a threat even to themselves. They become a problem to themselves and to the society. You see, so when someone demoralizes you like that, the person doesn't need to hurt you again. You can just go in that state and go and hurt yourself. And that's a very terrible thing. Okay, so please, it's a dangerous thing to be in that relationship. Leave that person. Leave. Someone says, leave in the name of Jesus. Leave. Run away. Because you have to save your life. You have to save your life. There are great people out there. God has somebody beautiful, somebody wonderful for you. And please don't keep yourself trapped in that unhealthy and abusive relationship. Let me stop here for now. There was one more question, but if I try to answer it now, it will take a long time. So let me stop here for now. And let me see your comments. I hope you're still there, because I know the network tried to do a trick on us. Someone just joined us. Well, the session is about to end, but I'll encourage you to please watch the replay. We answered about 7 or 8 questions here on relationship, and I think they've been very insightful. So please, you can watch the video and hear what we said. All right. So my people, how's it been? Hope you guys got value for your time here. It was really good to see all of you one more time. It was good to see you again. Please don't forget to look for our book, Relationship Red Flags. It's available online. If you're not in Nigeria, you can get it on Amazon. All right. Hard copy, soft copy, audio book, you can get it. All right.
and it will do you a lot of good. We have other materials, we have other products. All right, you may want to visit coachmazy.com to see our array of products and services. Okay, we have put in, and we're putting in daily so much value out there. You don't have to make that mistake. No, you don't have to. You can have a beautiful relationship, and that's why we always say that a blissful marriage is possible and you deserve it. If you want to know how, please engage us, and we'll be glad to share it.